Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. This is the first time today. It is now 2:30. It's the first time today that I've sat down to do anything, knitting, crochet, anything. My friend, I just stepped out of the shower this morning. I'd been in a shower and washed my hair and that, and I just stepped out of the shower and she rang me and, "Are you doing anything today, Sheila?" I says, "Well, you know what I always do, knitting, crocheting." "Oh, you're always knitting and crocheting." I says, "That's what I do. It pays my rent and my council tax and other things. That's why I do it." I says, "Why?" She says, "Well, I want you to take me around the shops down your place where you live." Now, taking me, my friend lives a half-hour drive away from me. I said, "Why? What's wrong with the shops where you live?" I can't get what I want there." And she said, "Well, what do you want, like?" "So I want one of those oval dishes." She says, "Like the enamel ones for cooking your chicken in. You know, the ones with the lid on top. And I can't find one anywhere around where I live." So I says, "You know, they're all the same shops where I live." "Oh," she says, "stop being funny. Are you doing that? I've just told you." I says, "Look, I've just stepped out the shower. My hair's wet." I says, "Wait till I dry my hair off." And I says, "I'll pick you up about 10:30. Let's give us time to get sorted." So I drove half an hour up there to pick my friend up. Half an hour to come back down where I live and calling at the shops. All the shops she'll have been to before. I think on the way back down we called into the nearest one from before we get down to my place in Killingworth. We went to Home Bargains. I says, "Home Bargains has got things like that in. We'll have a look in there." Didn't have one in there. So we went up to the top part of the Killingworth Centre and had a look in Poundland. Poundland didn't have one either. Morrison's didn't have one. She says, "Well, where else can we go?" I says, "Well, call beside where I live." I says, "We've got Sainsbury's, got B&M, there's Asda further along." To when all those three shops didn't have any in there either. I was getting sick by this time. I mean, I ended up with a headache with concentrating. I even had to take the tie out of my hair that I had in my hair because it was causing me a headache and concentrating on the road all the time. And anyway, I had been round all them places. That was over an hour, about an hour and a half. So she says, "Well, where else is there?" And I says, "I couldn't think anywhere else." I says, "Them's the only shops around here." And then I remembered there's a shop called Boundary Mills in Shire Moor, which is I live in Backworth. Shire Moor is the next village further on. So I says, "We'll go to Boundary Mills," but I says, "I'm telling you, this is the last shop I'm going to." I says, "If you can't find one with the lid on, you're just going to have to find that flat one without the lid on and put some tin foil or something on top of your chicken or whatever you want to do," because I says, "I'm sick of driving around and everywhere." So we went there. We went to Boundary Mills and took quite some time to find it, but she did find what she wanted. We picked it up and it was £23.99, reduced from £34.99. So that was £11 reduction of it. And I says, yeah, that's what you're looking for. I'm not paying that." I says, "Well," I says, "if you're not paying that, hard luck, because I am not taking you anywhere else." I says, "That's probably what it'll cost you anywhere else if we manage to find a one." But she says, "But we could go into North Shields." I says, "I am not going into North Shields." I says, "There's been a lot of roadworks around there." And I says, "It's a nightmare. This is the last shop I'm going to. I'm fed up. My mouth's dry as sticks. I want a cup of tea." So she opted for it. She bought it. I says, "I should think so and all." Don't know how much I expected to get it for, but So we came back to my house and I made us a sandwich and I each a cup of coffee, and I'm just checking that. Couldn't remember when I had drunk my cup of coffee that I brought up here with me. Like I'm saying, made a sandwich, we had a drink, and then I took my friend back up home again. Another half hour driving up there to take her home, and another half hour driving to come back again. Thinks I've got nothing else to do, you know. That was half an hour there to pick her up, half an hour back down to my place. That was an hour. About an hour and a half driving around. That was 3.5, 2.5 hours. Another half hour to take her home and come back again. That was 3.5 hours I was driving around today. It's 2:30 now. I just managed to get back home and sit down, and thank God I can relax. I was sick as a chip, as the saying goes. Next time my friend wants something, she can find some other friend up where she lives with a car to take her around everywhere she wants to go. But I was at my granddaughter's yesterday, and my granddaughter has a cleaning job she does in the mornings and that, but she also does it on a Sunday as well. She gets a little bit extra overtime for the Sunday, and she wasn't quite finished when I called at her house. Her partner Craig, he makes a dinner on a Sunday. He was there with the kids and that, and he said to me, he says, you need a medal sitting in there with them three. Because I went in the living room, the three kids, one of them was on the television with earphones on, playing some game, I think Roblox it's called. He was playing on that game, and the other boy, the older boy, was playing the same game on his phone. They were like playing with each other, one on the television and one on the phone. They were shouting and bawling at each other. And the younger one, Eddie, was playing with the Lego bricks, and he was shouting at them as well. And it's cool. You have no idea what it was like in that house on the Sunday afternoon. Till Cheryl come in and she chased a lot of them. She said to me, Nana, she's got my head round the twist. I says, well, I'm glad my hearing's not as good as yours. I says, I says, they were annoying me, but I says, not as much as they were probably annoying you. I says, your hearing's a lot more acute than mine. So I had the rest of the afternoon a little bit better, and after I had our lunch and that, we managed to get Eddie to play. We're playing a game, you know, he was sick of them on their computers and these games and things, and Cheryl had some of those large playing cards, and says, we'll play your cards, right? And she put them out on, she had one of those little fold-up tables. We put them on the table, and there was me, Cheryl, Craig, and Eddie. Tommy wouldn't play because he was still with his earphones on playing a game on the television, and Frankie was upstairs arguing with him over the same game on his phone. So there was me, Cheryl, Craig, and Eddie playing play your cards right. And, you know, trying to get Eddie to understand the game. Well, we were saying when we play it normally, ace is the high card, so you always say lower when you get the ace. But Eddie pointed something out, but there's only one thing on. So I had to say that's the lowest card. So if you got that one, you said higher, and we worked that out. And of course, Eddie went a few rounds and he never won, and he was getting annoyed because he never won. I won one of the rounds, and I think Cheryl won one of the rounds. He eventually did win one, you know, but it was a little bit better than them playing on computers and television things and all that, using something where they had to think about it instead of just pressing buttons. And but that's kids these days, that's what they're brought up with, isn't it? But anyway, I got a little bit crochet done before I went to my granddaughter's, and like I'm saying, I haven't done anything today, this morning, but I now have find the one I've done now. Yeah, I finished that. That was the fourth pouch. I just have to put the linings on these ones now and sew up the sides and put the straps on and the poppers. So that's 4 of them I have now. 1, 2, 3, get it out, 3 and 4. So that's maybe tomorrow morning I might be able to get the linings sorted out and get those done, and then I can send them out to Alison, I think they are for. And then after that I'll be able to start on the ones, the crochet things I had to do for Emma. So that was what I had done with that. And I did a little bit of this one. I'll find where, don't know which is the start and which is the end there. That's where I finished. I finished the ball I had on this one, so it's getting a little bit longer. And I'm onto all the large balls I'm using on it now. They don't have the labels on, they're just wound up, but they are the large balls, so it takes a bit longer to get through a ball now than what it did before. So I'll put that back over there. And as I've only just started this, I am working up to the armholes. I've just got that in. That's the stitch marker where the armholes started. So I know when I measure from there up to the top to get 8.5 inches, I think when I get 8.5 inches, the back will be finished. So that was that one. That down in a minute there. And I was at my granddaughter's yesterday, and I started on the little baby one. It's the back and the 2 fronts like I did before. The back and the 2 fronts, and I've just started on one of the sleeves. So that was where I finished off after I was at my granddaughter's, before we started playing your cards right. That's how much I had got done yesterday. So it will not be long before I get that one finished, and then I can start on another little one as well. Get some done for the girl next door. And I hadn't done anything, any of the other blankets, any of the scarf. I haven't had time, but I got this as the one I started for Val. The one I'm doing of a night time. That's how much I had got done of that one. I'm not sure what that actually measures. See how much I've done. So I wanted about 16 inches. That's 7 inches there, so that's another 9 inches to go to the armholes on the back. And when I do this one, it has a little bit wool in it, so I take an antihistamine when I have my tea. I don't take them all the time because I'm only knitting this of a night time, so when I have my tea, I take an antihistamine, and that stops the itch on my hand and that. But it's only 15% wool in this one. It doesn't affect me as much as when there's a lot of wool. I get a lot more itch, and if there's all wool, I end up with sores on my hands. So, but this has only made a little bit itch. And I'm using the newest needles I bought, where I've cut them in half. Put the little thing on the end. That's quite how long it is actually. It was 120 meters. I'm expecting some more coming. I'll put them up on my shopping channel when I finally get them from Temu, but they are late coming from Temu. I think Temu was waiting for something that had to go into the parcel, so they've held on to the things, but they've awarded me a £4 credit because they were supposed to be delivered by the 11th, and they're only just come into this country now, so I'm waiting for Every to get them to deliver them to me. So I had a few more of these, but I can't just cut these ones with scissors because that's what I'm doing. I'm cutting them in half, the 120 centimeters. I'm cutting them in half and I'm waiting for some little ends coming from Temu to put on them as well. They're like little footballs. Miniature little footballs to put on the end. But I can't just cut these with the scissors because they're metal, which I found out when I tried to cut these. it only cut through the stuff that was on the top, and there's a metal cord inside, which is maybe why they stay straight, they don't curl up. Don't know what I've done with the other one. Oh, I think it's fell down the side of the bed. I'm going to have to move the bed to get it. It must have fell down there. It's because it's not where I put it. But they don't curl up. After I got them cut, I just kept pulling them and straightening them and they stay straight. Just like a long straight needle, only, you know, the bend about that. So they're much better than the plastic ones, because all the other ones I've had are just keep going round in circles. So anyway, that's how far I've got with files, so I'll be doing some more of that one later on tonight. Yes, I'm going to have to find that needle. It must have fell. There's a little gap from the wall to the head of the bed where I think the bed touches the skirting board. The mattress doesn't go quite that far up, so I think they fell down there. I don't know that I can feel it down there. No, it's probably on the floor. I'm going to have to move the bed to get it. But anyway, that's just a little update, what I've been doing today and a little bit of what I did yesterday. So I'm subscribed and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.